we doing?
Good, good. How are you? Thank you so much, CJ.
Well, thank you. This is really cool. I love talking about summer activities, summer events, and this Livingston Summerfest has the makings to be a really, really big event and a lot of fun. If you could, give us a brief overview of the Livingston Summerfest.
Well, as you said, it is our third annual Livingston Summerfest. This year is lining up to be our best one yet. We are really excited about it. We have some great activities lined up. From the very beginning, the Livingston Summerfest has been an affordable, family-friendly community event, and this year will be no different. It is July 1st at the Veterans Park in Livingston. It's right off of Highway 55, so it's easy to get to.
I was about ready to say that's a pretty stress-free ride up to Livingston right there.
Yep. It's pretty easy to get to. It's exit 37.
And with that being said, if you could, I've been seeing so much about this, whether it's live music, food, vendors, and activities. I mean, you guys put a lot of work into this. Now, how long does it take to put something like this together?
It's months of planning.
I bet.
It really is. It started with me and Linda Curtis as the primary organizers. We now have two other hardworking women from the community. So it's still a very small group that puts it on. It's months of planning. It is.
I could only imagine it. And, I think it's really great, though, that, you start this and it's a smaller team, but smaller teams lead to bigger armies eventually and even more success in the future. And, with that being said, the event starts at 10 a.m. on Saturday. Now, this is an all-day event that's going to feature a lot of things. Take us through the music we're going to be listening to, because I know that we have a band coming out and playing some tunes.
Yeah, Lefty Daytona will be our band. They start at 5 p.m., so it's more in the evening time. The band is free of charge. They were the first band that we had, and they're really great. And it's a local band. Yeah, so we're excited to have them back.
And what type of music or do they play, if you know off the top of your head?
It's rock, really.
Oh, cool.
They have some country influences, but it's rock and country. It's very fun to listen to. It's fun to sing along with, fun to dance to.
That's awesome. That's what I was wondering, if we were going to have one of those a band like that playing some upbeat, some Summerfest music,
Definitely, definitely upbeat. Yes.
And one thing I was seeing, because I was on the RiverBender events page, and I was going through the Summerfest itinerary and some of the different activities. But one thing I wanted to highlight is the Livingston and Williamson Fire Department will be grilling burgers and hot dogs. Now, and brats and hot dogs from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. I think it's so cool that the first responders are coming out and being a part of this. Are there a lot of city protection districts or a lot of folks that are in governmental agencies coming a part of this or and collaborating?
Well, our primary sponsor is the Village of Livingston. As you said, the fire district is doing the food for us this year. This is the first year that we've had them as our primary food vendor. So we're excited to really be able to support them. We've tried to do that in other ways previously. This will be a bigger support for them. The Village of Livingston. We also have another sponsor that I wanted to make sure to
absolutely
mention. The 3rd Street Realty is sponsoring some of our kids' events, so we're really excited about that.
So, not to cut you off, but do you know who my realtor is? Lisa Webb and 3rd Street Realty. We're buying a house right now. So that's really cool too. And Lisa Webb's and 3rd Street are really big advocates for, supporting local. And I had no idea. I'm going to send Lisa a text after this and say, keep up the good work. And, with that being said, how is it for you? And, third year in, you're building this up to, see all this really develop and build to bigger and bigger events each year. That's got to feel great.
It does feel good. It feels really good to be able to do something. I mean, we're a very tiny town. We're a very small community. And like any community, any town, we've had our challenges. We've had our ups and downs. I just remember this one thing from, I believe it was the first year. There were well, we started in COVID, and
Right.
when we started in COVID, it was this great way for people to hang out together, and they hadn't had that ability. So that in itself was meaningful. But this one other thing that stuck in my head was there were people that I knew they didn't always get along. Sometimes they did, sometimes they didn't. It's human being. That's what happens.
Right.
But on that day, they were sitting down in the park together, sharing a meal, chit-chatting back and forth. It's that type of thing that I think that's what I'm proud that this event is able to do for this community.
Well, you aren't kidding. When you can create something that becomes this really special day where, folks are putting their feelings aside and just enjoying the community, enjoying the atmosphere, and enjoying each other's company, that's a win-win. And I also wanted to ask you about the vendors that we're going to be meeting over here on July 1st. Can you take us through them?
We do have a number of vendors. If there are other vendors, we still have room for more vendors. So if there's other vendors that are interested, we do have a Facebook event page. So look for us there or look for me on Facebook. So we do have room for more vendors. We try to have a nice variety of vendors at different price points.
Mm-hmm. That sounds really great. And now, is this going to be like, some crafts, some, candles, all those things too, on top of some other good stuff?
Yes, we definitely have that type of, we've got the candles, we've got the crafty stuff, we've got the printing on items.
Oh, cool. And now with that, for prospective vendors, because we have a bunch right here in Alton that have vending tables and booths, is there a registration fee for this event?
Yes, the vendor fee is, I believe it is $35.
Oh,
We have a
wow.
limited number of those seats, of those spaces, and I believe it is $30 for the others. So it's very affordable for area vendors.
That is fantastic. And now, was that always a big goal for you to make sure that everything's, affordable? Because it seems like when events grow, the cost rises. Is that not the case here?
We have tried to keep everything very affordable from the beginning. The vast majority of our kid-friendly activities are free for the family. We have bounce houses with no entry fee. There's no cover charge to listen to the band. We will charge a small fee for the face painting and the snow cones. But there's a lot of things that are free, and even those things that aren't free, it's very low cost. We've wanted to do that from the beginning. That's been a goal.
That is just fantastic. And because I know so many families, especially, right now with, inflation a little bit higher up and groceries are getting more expensive, to have that knowing, we aren't breaking the bank. We can just go and enjoy this day as a family. That's really cool. And what I think's even better is my nephews are going to jump up and down and definitely be front of the line for Olive Fire Protection District's brand new fire truck. That's one of the activities, and kids love going inside of those fire trucks.
Yes, totally.
And take us through some of the other activities you're going to be having too.
So we have the Storm Baseball League is partnering with us, and so there will be baseball games throughout the morning.
Oh, wow.
So that will be another draw. We've got bounce houses. The Staunton Library is sponsoring a storybook walk. So that's a kid's book that's put into visual form in a storybook. So that should be fun. We've got face painting. We've got a balloon artist. We have a magic show at noon.
Oh.
So that'll be the first time we've had a magic show.
Oh, that's so cool. And now, is this all ages for the magic show?
I believe so.
Awesome.
I mean, we'll be focused on kids, but
Perfect. We always have a text or two that comes in asking about age requirements, so I just wanted to make sure.
Yes, everything is family friendly. We have a dunk tank this year. This is the first time we've had a dunk tank, so that should be fun.
And now, who's in the dunk tank this year?
We are still working out the details, but we are hoping to get members of the board, members of the fire district. So and anybody else who's willing to get dunked.
I love this. And what I think's fun, just from, all the other, festivals that have a dunk tank, you can always tell who lives with each other when they go up to the dunk tank. If the donkey is, sitting up there and their eyes get big, oh, that's because either the daughter, the cousin, you name it's out there to get them,
It should be fun.
It really should be. And, what I think is you hit on this earlier. I wanted to bring it up again. Is like you said, you guys have a smaller community. And with smaller communities, you guys have to work 10 times harder, it seems like, than the bigger ones to put on events like this and to find some of that support. And it really is a testament your guys' passion and about Livingston and just being there in the community. And have you had some great feedback from the last 3 years of people going, I hope you don't stop this. We want this each year?
By and large, we have gotten some positive feedback. So, yeah, we're just really glad that we're able to do this positive thing for the community. And like I said, when we started in COVID, there wasn't anything like this.
No.
It's small towns just need something to bring some energy back into them.
Without a doubt.
And to remind people that it's a nice place to live.
Without a doubt. And you are absolutely right about that. And I'm very excited for this. So let's go back through the details. Veterans Memorial Park, Saturday, July the 1st from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. It's the 3rd annual Livingston Summerfest. And I just think this is fantastic. And so when you're done with this, on July 2nd, how long do you wait before you start putting the feelers out for the next event?
Usually we take a little breather and then we'll meet and kind of talk about how things went and what we want to try to do different next year.
And now I noticed that you said that you're always looking to add to the team a little bit and help keep putting on bigger and better events. Is the way to reach out to be a part of that, maybe help collaborate or be a part of that team, the Facebook event page, the best way to do that too?
Yeah, Facebook event or private message, either myself, Hannah Gilk McClellan on Facebook, or Linda Curtis.
Awesome. And, I wanted to ask you this too, because I always find it fascinating to get to know, the community by the people that are living, in it. And Hannah, what's your favorite part about Livingston?
Oh boy.
I only ask one tough question in an interview.
You didn't warn me about that.
I know, I'm sorry. But
I like that it is a small town and it is a safe place to raise a family.
You know what? And right now in this day and age, that's a lot of, families' needs are just something like you said, where it's a little bit smaller town, but it's tight knit, it's safe. You can, go take a walk down the neighborhood without being a little nervous. And that's what I think is going to be reflected in this annual Summerfest too. And, during these 3 years, have you noticed it growing, or was it one of those things where it just kind of happened with the Summerfest?
I mean, I wouldn't say it just kind of happened, because there's a lot of work that goes into it. I think our numbers have been gradually increasing. We hope to have a better turnout this year. Every time we do it, we learn a little bit more about a better way to advertise, about how to bring in more vendors, about how to make sure our pricings are right for vendors and for attendees. We learn as we go. So, this is not put on by professionals. It's put on by community members.
Well, and that's what I find so great about this is like what you just said, learning and growing together and, adding new things. Because sometimes, when I interview folks, it's like they do these events and they're okay for a couple of years and then boom, overnight there's, everyone's talking about it. But to hear this and to hear the growth of this and all the hard work you're putting into this, and you guys aren't getting paid to do it. You just want to put on a great event for the community. And with that being said, if parents want to come with their kids, what's the average cost for an activity? Because you said most of them are free, but is there one in particular that we got to kind of keep an eye out for?
Face painting, I believe that's $2 to $3 for
wow.
face painting. The snow cone machine, I believe that's going to be $1 or $2. There's no charge for the storybook walk. There's no charge for the bounce houses. The balloon artist and magic show are also free, I believe. So
wow.
If you wanted to try your arm and try to dunk somebody in the dunk tank, I believe that's I'm not exactly sure the pricing,
But it just seems so affordable. That's what I love. And I just wanted to make sure, because I have a lot of younger parents that do watch the show, and they, try to find those cost-effective events. And this is a perfect one for any family, and a great way to experience Livingston right up there on July 1st. And is there anything I'm forgetting about, Hannah, before I let you go for now?
I think we have covered the big points of this. Thank you so much for giving me this chance to talk about this event.
Well, I enjoyed speaking with you. I think it is so great that you're putting on this event with Linda and really just, collaborating and making something special for Livingston. And we appreciate it down here, and I'll be sure to stop up and say hi.
Well, awesome. We look forward to seeing you then. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It is 10:50 in the heart of the River Bend. We'll take a quick break. Our daily show rolls on after this.